actually having to be in the same room as his children while he was eating, which made it very difficult for him to digest his food. Normally, at this time on a Saturday morning, Derek, Samantha and Michael would be off with their reprobate nanny, damming the local creek with rocks, testing an ultralight aircraft they'd made entirely from empty ice cream containers, or harassing some poor retailer of baked goods, thus allowing Mr. Green to eat breakfast and read the newspaper in total solitude before sneaking off to his favourite place in the entire world, work. Instead, he was struggling to read the paper while his youngest son glared murderously at him, his daughter sighed loudly, his oldest son nervously jiggled the entire table with his leg, and the nanny stared at him with such obvious malicious intent there was absolutely no doubt in his mind she was thinking up ways to get revenge on him. Mr. Green was just about to send them all to their room so he could enjoy his bowl of lukewarm porridge in peace when the silent hostility was violently interrupted by a loud smash as a brick flew in through the window, sending broken glass everywhere and landing with a plop right in the pot of porridge in the centre of the table. "What the devil was that?" demanded Mr. Green. "Well, it looks like a brick," said Derek. "Yes, it's definitely a brick," said Nanny Piggins as she peered into the pot. "On the bright side, it will probably improve the flavour of the porridge." "What sort of hoodlum would throw a brick through a man's window at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning?" demanded Mr. Green. He was taking deep breaths and puffing himself up, ready to launch into a full rant about the evils of today's youth. "There's no need to blow things out of proportion. It's only half a brick," said Nanny Piggins, as she fished the half brick out of the porridge. "Remember, children, if you do ever need to smash someone's window with a brick, it's always better to use a half brick, because it's lighter and easier to throw longer distances. A full brick does make a nicer mess, but you have to stand a lot closer to throw it, which means you have to be very confident that you can run faster than the recipient." The children nodded and mentally filed away this useful tidbit of information. "Put that brick down," demanded Mr. Green. "It's evidence! The police will need to fingerprint it." "I think they may have a hard time getting a fingerprint off a porridge-covered brick," said Derek politely. "Besides, it's going to be pretty easy to work out who threw it," said Nanny Piggins, "because there's a letter attached." Sure enough, when Nanny Piggins scraped away the bigger lumps of porridge, they could all see a thick crimson envelope tied to the brick with a purple ribbon. "Wow, that looks important," exclaimed Michael. "I know," agreed Nanny Piggins. "Expensive stationery, a real wax seal, and a genuine Tuscan imported brick. Whoever threw it through our window is clearly trying to make an impression." "But who would send such a thing?" asked Samantha. "Well, I know a few brick-hurling, stationery-loving egomaniacs, but there is only one lunatic with such a flair for the dramatic," said Nanny Piggins, as she tore open the envelope. "The Ringmaster." Everyone gasped. Even Mr. Green. He'd never met the Ringmaster, but he'd gathered from the situation that gasping was appropriate. "What does he want?" asked Derek. "It's an invitation," explained Nanny Piggins. "You are cordially invited to attend the greatest feat of magic ever performed." "What has cordial got to do with an invitation?" asked Michael. "Well, perhaps they'll be serving it to guests," suggested Nanny Piggins, before continuing to read on. "Prepare to be astounded when, today at 12 noon on the town hall steps, I shall make a person entirely disappear. Hope to see you there. Love and kisses, the Ringmaster." "I didn't know the Ringmaster could do magic," said Michael. "Strictly speaking, I don't think he could call himself a magician," explained Nanny Piggins, "but he has always been very good at making things disappear. Money, difficult people, his entire circus when the debt collectors come around." "But if he's going to make someone disappear, why would he send you an invitation?" asked Samantha. "Because he's showing off, of course," said Nanny Piggins. "The whole thing is just a publicity stunt for the circus. He'll probably try to grab me and blast me out of a cannon to give the event a bit of bang." "So we're not going to go?" asked Derek. "Of course we're going to go," declared Nanny Piggins. "It would be rude not to when we've been invited, and on such expensive-looking stationery and masonry." "But the children are grounded," blathered Mr. Green. "Pish," said Nanny Piggins. "As nanny, I overrule your grounding." "Can she do that?" Michael whispered to Derek. "Nanny Piggins can do anything," whispered Derek. "On what grounds?" asked Mr. Green. The children and Mr. Green leaned forward, eagerly waiting to hear what creative excuse Nanny Piggins would come up with. Mr. Green desperately hoped it was a good one. Even more than the children, he hoped that they would all just go away. "On the grounds that it is too